because Canada destroys 3.7 million pounds of unsold, unpackaged cannabis since 2018. Yes, they have been eradicating boof, so I support this. Canadian operators deployed millions of packages of unsold cannabis products and a record amount of unpackaged dried flower back in 2022 and the first half of 2023, largely because of years of imbalance in supply and demand, MJ Biz Daily has learned. According to data shared by Health Canada, the federal cannabis regulator, 611.7 million grams, that's basically 1.3 million pounds of unpackaged cannabis, was destroyed by licensed producers in 2022, an increase of nearly 44% over the 425.3 million grams destroyed the previous year. The data suggests that Canada's regulated cannabis industry continued to seek supply-demand equilibrium after licensed operators produced substantially more marijuana than what consumers were willing to purchase. This sounds a lot like New York. In 2022, the amount of cannabis destroyed was equal to about 16% of the total production, which was approximately 3.8 billion grams. Only partial data was available for 2023, and in the first 6 months of 2023, another 265 million grams of marijuana was destroyed by license holders, according to Health Canada data. No data is available for the second half of 2023, but if a similar amount was destroyed between July and December of 2023, it could signal that the industry already has reached its peak supply-demand imbalance and has started inching closer to an equilibrium. Canadian companies have destroyed a staggering amount of cannabis since 2018, and more than 1.7 billion grams, that's 3.7 million pounds of unsold, unpackaged dried flower, have been destroyed since Canada became the first large country to legalize adult use cannabis sales. That equivalent to the weight of approximately, get this you guys, 1,252 Honda Civics. In addition to unpackaged flower, approximately 24 million packages of cannabis were destroyed since 2018, and Health Canada discloses only the weight of destroyed unpackaged cannabis, meaning the overall amount of destroyed cannabis in Canada, including product already packaged, is likely more than 2 billion grams. Farrell Miller, a cannabis industry veteran and consultant, said most of the destroyed product is old and low in THC content. In quotes, he says, "There is no demand for old and low THC products." Someone should tell New York that. So manufacturers of finished products are not buying this biomass as inputs, she said. It's likely low-quality material with no value, Miller said, of the destroyed cannabis. And one more quote, they say, "As consumers become more savvy with packaging dates and dried-on products, and dried cannabis products, this trend will only continue," they say. And you know what else continues is this article. It continues on and on and on. But I'm going to digress because you can read it all at our website at www.high9news.com. But thank goodness for this destruction process, because otherwise the world would just have way more boof than it already needs. And this is Jason Beck for the High at 9 News. What do y'all think about this?
You know, someone once asked me if we wanted to launch our brand in Canada. And I was like, I don't want to kill my brand.
Very true. Very, very true. I'm not mad at that.
Maybe if the weed's getting better, I'll think about it in a year or two.
Yeah. I wonder too, in regards with this, I wonder what would happen if we got the metrics for how much weed is destroyed in California, how it would compare with Canada's overall.
Are we talking about destroyed in California?
Yeah, destroyed in California as pertained to metric.
And 4, okay.
Yes, as pertained to metric, not like actual, waste, but just what's
how much
destroyed.
Disappears.
Yes.
Got it.
How much?
Does it really get destroyed, or does it just disappear?
It just disappears, bro. You know that, Todd. You knew the answer to that before you even asked.
I did.
Yeah.
The weed goblins got it.
The gnomes.
You have any thoughts on this, Chris?
How many Honda Civics?
How many? 1,268, I think it said. Let me get you the exact number. That's a pretty big impound. 1,252 Honda Civics.
1,252.
That's a lot of That's a lot of Hondas in an impound yard, Chris.
That's an interesting metric of weight as well, right? I mean,
are we talking about the
It
Are
makes
we
me.
talking about like the regular, the hatchback, the sedan? What kind of Civic are we talking about?
It says Honda
How
Civic.
many Hummers?
It doesn't
How many
give the year.
It's a hybrid Civic. Like what?
How many Pontiac Aztecs?
I actually think it's a waste. Veterans or patients could,
Yes.
could use this stuff. And,
Give it away.
What do you mean? I have
throw it away is just dumb.
They have plenty of homeless people in Canada that they could be giving this weed to.
No, that's what I'm saying. Sick people and veterans and
It's not even. Yeah.
But
just give it away.
Does anyone find it
Somebody
interesting?
wants it.
Does anyone find it interesting that in here the person that they're talking to is saying how Canadians don't want low dose products, and that's the reason that this stuff isn't selling is because it's low dose products and
Well, how does anything sell there?
Isn't it blaming it on?
Yeah,
Has anything sell there?
Okay.
Shout out to Canada. That's a
They
Jason.
can even
Beck excuse.
extract it all. They could even extract it all and just make oil from it. You know what I mean?
Jason, are you consulting with Canada on what kind of excuse?
Clearly not.
I mean, I probably should be. I didn't realize there were so many trappers in Canada.
Rico, how about how they did Miles Bridges last month, man? Poor guy was denied entry. Couldn't play in his game.
I mean, I'll tell you what. You're nobody until you've been denied entry by Canada.
Canada's border, I guess, is tougher to get into than ours.
It's tougher to get into than North Korea.
Right. So, I mean, maybe America should be taking notes. Just saying, man.
I agree with that part. And on that note,